Now, domestic abuse often happens behind closed doors, and it can be devastating for families. As seen in the mass murder of Valerie Jackson and her family, 1 in 4 women reports domestic violence in her lifetime, and there are nearly 1,300 deaths as a result of the abuse each year. You may not see the signs, but they are there. All right, joining us now to talk about this important issue is Celinda Guerrera. She is from the Houston Area Women's Center, better known as HAWC. You help so many women in our community escape these types of situations. Unfortunately, we're seeing the results of a situation where a woman did not get out or got out and then went back. How difficult is that when you counsel women to get them to make that step?
It's a very difficult decision, and it's important to understand that we should not judge survivors of domestic violence for the decisions that are difficult to make. We are certainly here to provide support services and give information. Information is the key in these situations. It's being able to know where support is available and what options are available.
And Celinda, tell me what people who are friends of people who are victims of domestic abuse can do to try to empower those women, to try to support them, to try to help them get out of an abusive situation so that they can have a full life.
Absolutely. As we mentioned before, it's really not giving them any pressure to make a decision. It's really not being judgmental about the reasons why they might be deciding to stay in the relationship in the moment. And for those individuals that maybe want to help but might be afraid to help their loved ones, getting them connected to services like the Houston Area Women's Center can be life-saving, so they can also help in that way.
What are some things not to do if you are aware of an abuse situation, perhaps a friend of yours, even a relative? A lot of times people just don't know the right or wrong thing to do.
Well, typically, of course, as we know, is not to take matters into their own hands or not to try to do anything in particular that they feel might put themselves in danger. An abuser can be as dangerous to the person who is suffering the abuse to those around them, because we know that domestic violence not only affects that person, but it affects the entire family. It affects the children. It affects, friends and family. It affects us as a community in general.
One of the things that I love about your organization is that you work with women to develop a plan. It's not only your plan, it's their plan. Tell us a little bit about that in that process, how you're able to get women out of these situations and into better situations that are healthier for them, perhaps healthier for their children.
Absolutely. Through our 24-hour crisis hotline, they're able to reach out to one of our advocates. They can actually, call the phone anonymously without giving their name and just share a little bit about their situation. And one of our advocates who are experts in this area will be able to do a lethality assessment, be able to create a safety plan, which we know that are known to be life-saving in these situations.
What are some of the signs that someone is in a domestic abusive situation?
I'm sorry.
What are some of the signs?
Absolutely. So a lot of the signs that we see with domestic violence is to understand that this is the pattern of behavior of someone who's trying to gain power and control over another person. And important to know that domestic violence is not only physical. A lot of times domestic violence can start with verbal, emotional, psychological abuse as well.
All right, Celinda Guerrera from HAWC, thank you so much.